Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to show you how you can deploy your Django app on an AWS EC2 instance. So let's begin. So first of all, we need to create an EC2 instance, obviously. So we will head up to our AWS console, and now we can enter inside our EC2 panel. Obviously, you need to create an AWS account beforehand. If you do not have one, you can create one using your email ID, and you will get 1 year of free premium service. All right, so now I'll create an instance. Now, how to create an instance is we'll go to the launch instance button and we'll just enter our instance details, something like Django, server, anything you want to keep it like. Then we can move on to the OS part. You can choose from any of the OS given here, AWS Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows. But if you're signing up for a free tier, you would have option to select Mac OS or Red Hat. I think so. But we can go for the Ubuntu, which is I think universally used to deploy web servers. All right, so I'll just choose Ubuntu here, and I'll just choose the 24.04 version of Ubuntu right here. All right, and for the instance type, there's only one instance which is free and eligible, which is t2.micro, but you can choose any of the instances according to your application's demand if you opt for a fully premium version of AWS. All right, now we can move on, and now for the uh, key pair input, we can select a key pair. If you haven't created before, you can create a new key pair through this button, but I have created before, so I'll just choose one of the key pairs right here. This key pair is used for connecting to our instance through SSH, so you don't need to worry that much about it since we are not connected to SSH in this tutorial. All right, so now we can move on, and now we can enable few settings in network. So we have to enable HTTPS and HTTP traffic from internet. This will basically allow public to access our instance from the public IP address. Perfect. And now we can move forward, and I think we can keep all the other details as it is. And now we can launch the instance by clicking on this launch instance button. All right, so our instance will be live in a few seconds now. If I go on view all instances, I should see my instance right here. It says it is initializing. It will initialize soon, so we do not need to worry about that. Now we can connect to this instance using this connect button. First of all, select the instance obviously, and then click on connect button. Now I can connect to our AWS EC2 instance using EC2 Instance Connect. If you want to connect it through your SSH or VS Code, you can use Remote Explorers, but I'll just connect to our instance using this EC2 Instance Connect. All right, so I've entered inside my virtual machine now, and now I can begin deploying my Django application. All right, so for this, uh, I will be importing a test Django app from this repository. I have created a sample Django app which just says this is a Django project or something like that. So it is just a single page website in a Django app. So we will deploy that using AWS EC2. All right. So first of all, when we are inside our VM, we can run some update commands like sudo apt update. Then it will update all the repository packages list, and then we can install our requirements. So for this, we have certain dependencies like Python 3, Python 3 pip, and then Python 3 venv for creating virtual environment, and also Git and Nginx. So Git will be downloaded to take a pull or cloning the Git repository in our virtual machine, and Nginx will be used for reverse proxying, basically proxying the requests from the root URL, which is just a single slash, to our 8000 port where our Django app will be running. All right, so we have updated our package list. Now we can install the requirements for us, which is sudo apt install Python 3. Then we can install pip using Python 3 pip. And we can also install the virtual environment, which is Python 3 venv, and git nginx as well. And I'll just put a y flag to agree to all of the terms. Also, it will install all the dependencies in our system. And now we can begin developing our app, deploying our app. All right, so now we have installed all the dependencies inside our virtual machine. Now we can clone the repository. How do we clone? It's just simply git clone, and I'll paste the URL for this repository right here. Now they should, okay, there's a pasting error right here. All right, so we have cloned our Django app repository right here. I can view it by running the ls command. We can see a test Django directory right here, which has my contents for our Django app. So I'll just go inside that directory and we can see that I have my whole Django app right here. All right, so now to run this Django app, we first need to create a virtual environment. So how can we create a virtual environment is simply running this function, which is Python 3 -m venv, and then the name of virtual environment which you want to keep, which I'll just keep here venv. This will create a virtual environment in the current directory. So I will prefer to create it inside this only because we have to reference it to Gunicorn later on. All right, so we have created a virtual environment here, as you can see, and now we can activate this virtual environment by running the command source venv/bin/activate, and this will activate our virtual environment. Perfect. Now we have to install the requirements for a Django app. I don't have a requirements file right here, but if you have a requirements file right here, you can install it using pip3 install -r and then requirements.txt or whatever the name of the requirements file is. But here I just have one requirement, that's Django, so I'll just install it manually here, which is pip3 install Django. So it will install the Django right here. Now I can also install Gunicorn, which will be used to run Django production. So I can run pip3 install Gunicorn, and we've installed Gunicorn as well. Perfect. So now we can test our application by running it on our local host. So how do we run that is running like Gunicorn, and then we can run --bind, and then we're going to bind the 0.0.0, the port 8000. Then I'm going to pass in the directory where my WSDI file exists. That is, I think, the app directory or the test directory. I'll see it from here. So this exists inside my test directory. So test, and then we can put .wsgi. I'm going to take the application from it. All right. So if I run this command, my app is currently live here, as you can see, listening at localhost 8000 port. Perfect. All right. Also, before we push our application to production, we need to configure our settings for Django app where we allow the host of our AWS EC2 instance. And how do we do that? Is we have to edit the settings.py file, and you will find an allowed hosts variable right here. So we can edit this and add our EC2 instances public IP right here to our hosts. If there's a problem while configuring this, you can also just pass in a single star, which will represent that all endpoints, all hosts are allowed for this application. All right, so now I'll just save this, and we can again take a pull for our application by git pull, and then we can take a pull. All right, perfect. And I'll just confirm the changes if those have occurred or not by going inside the cd test. Then we can run sudo cat settings.py. All right, perfect. So we have added our EC2 instances public IP to our allowed hosts variable. Great. Now we can, if you have static files inside your application, you can run python manage.py collect static right here at this point, which will collect all the static files into the static URL. So this is the point where you run the collect static function, but I do not have any static files right here, so I'll skip that part. Although I can also run it because I don't have any static files here. So if I run it, nothing should happen apparently. As it says, I don't have a static root because I don't have any static files, so it does not collect static files right there. So if you have static files in your application, you can run that command now. All right, perfect. Now we move on to the next part, which is configuring our Nginx for reverse proxy. So how we can configure it is, first of all, we need to create a Nginx configuration file. And how we can create is, first of all, we can head up to our directory where Nginx file shall lie, which is etc/nginx/sites enabled. Let's see if this directory even exists. It does not exist, so we have to sites available. I'm sorry for that. It does not. Wait a second. All right. So we have entered this directory, and now we need to create a file here, which you can name anything. I'll just name it Django app. So I'll create a sudo nano Django app. Yeah, so this will be our Nginx file. So now I can write the configuration for Nginx file, which is just a standard configuration I'm writing here for a Django app. So that will have the server block. Now we can write listen 84, and we can pass the server name here. If you have a domain for AWS EC2 instance, you can pass the domain as well, but I just have a public IP right here, so I'll pass the public IP inside here server name. All right. Now I can finally pass the location, which is just a root URL. And then I can configure some parameters for this. First of all, being obviously the proxy pass parameter, proxy pass, which is being set to HTTP localhost, or you can just put 127.0.0.1, and we can put the 8000 port here. All right, and now we can put other default parameters while setting up Nginx, like proxy, set, header, host. So we're going to set the host, which is just the host variable here. Then we can set the proxy set header, and the X real IP, we can set it as remote ADDR, remote address. Then we can set another parameter, which is proxy, set header, and X forwarded to. This can be set to as proxy add X forwarded or, and then we can add another parameter, which is X forwarded proto. So we can set it as proxy set header, then X forwarded proto, and I can set this to the scheme variable. All right, perfect. And if you have a static folder or static files right here, so you can also put the location /static to host your static files on Nginx as well. But I do not currently have any static files, so I'll keep it like that only. All right, so this is our Nginx configuration file. Now I can save this by pressing Control O, Enter, and Control X. And then I think I have edited my, yes, so my configuration file has been edited. Perfect. Now we can enable this configuration. How we can enable is by first of all linking this directory or this file to the site's enabled directory. And how we're going to link it is by the sudo ln function, which is sudo ln -s. And now the current directory, current path of our Nginx config file, which is etc/nginx/sites available /Django app. So this is the path to our configuration file. And now we can link it to /etc/nginx and /sites enabled. Yeah, so we have to link it to this directory. All right, now we can test our Nginx config by running the command sudo nginx -t, and it says that syntax is okay and test is successful. So that means our Nginx file is okay. Now we can run this file by running the command sudo systemctl start nginx. This will start our Nginx service, and now we can enable this as well by running the enable command. So it has also enabled. Perfect. Now if I check the status of our Nginx configuration file, it says it is active and running. That means our Nginx is working totally fine. Perfect. Now we can move on to the next step, which is setting up a Django service file. So this is basically a Gunicorn file, which will start up every time you close your EC2 instance or every time we restart it. So this will always keep the app running. So this is the most core important part for our Django application. So now how do we create the service? Is we can create the service in the systemd folder of our virtual machine. How we can create it is creating a file inside sudo nano. The path is /etc/systemd/system/Django app.service, or any name you want to keep it for the service file. All right, so I have created that file right here, and now I can configure it according to my needs. So I'll just put a standard configuration for a Django app service file, which is unit, and now I can pass the description, which is equals to anything, something like Gunicorn Nginx for Django app. Now I can put the after variable, which we can set to network dot target. All right, so now we can configure the service block of our file. This can be just a user, which is your username. So it is Ubuntu for me. And you can pass in the group, which is just www data. Then we can pass the actual working directory for our folder. So this is where your actual app lies. I think it is /home /Ubuntu / the name of the application, which is test Django, I think. Yeah, it is test Django. And so this is my working directory. And we can now declare the command when this file boots up. So it is labeled by exec start variable, and I can first of all pass the path to my Gunicorn package inside my virtual environment, which can be found in test Django /venv /bin /Gunicorn. I think this shall be the path to Gunicorn package inside our virtual environment. And now we can configure it using -w, which is the number of workers. I can just keep it as 3. Then I can bind it. I can bind the localhost 8000 port. And now I can just pass the WSGI file inside my application. And I can declare the application module for that. All right, and now I can just declare another variable, which is restart equals to always. And now I can declare the last block, which is the install block. So this will just have one variable, which is wanted by, and this is valued as multi-user.target. All right, so this is our configuration file for our Django service. So now I'll just save this file by Control O, enter, and then exit. So this shall work. So first of all, how do we start this application? Is first of all, we need to reload the daemon to help our daemon recognize this service. And now we can run the daemon reload command. So now I think our daemon or the virtual machine should be able to recognize this new service, which has been added later by us. Now we can initiate the service by running the command sudo systemctl start Django app, which was the name of file we had created. And if I click on this, okay, this is not fine because I had named it Django_app. And perfect, I think it has been started. I'll just enable it once. Okay. And now we can check the status for the service by running the status command. And perfect, I think it is running great. So that means we have deployed our Django app on our virtual instance. So if now I head up to the public IP on our browser, I should be able to access our Django application. All right, so after we have completed these steps, we'll just need to restart Nginx once more with the command sudo systemctl restart Nginx. And now we shall be able to see the application on this public IP. So if I copy and paste this public IP inside my browser, I should be able to view my sample Django project right here. And so yeah, congratulations, you have deployed your sample Django project right here, which was the original Django project in my repository. Perfect. So now we have learned how we can deploy a Django app on AWS EC2 instance. And guys, that's it for the video. So thanks for watching.